What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. The bro code is something that all us men knows about. It starts when you are young, with you and your homies. Y'all look out for each other, keep each other's secrets, lie to keep your homeboy from getting in trouble, whatever to keep that brotherly bond. The code extends from your friendship with your guys all the way up to your relationship with young women. Meaning, as y'all get older, if you are dealing with a particular female, your homeboy already knows off top to stay far away from her. He might look at her like his sister because you two are considered brothers. And no matter how bad she is, he will never cross that line. On the flip side of that, if you as a man gets finessed into thinking a certain female is the one, as we all have been through, and your homie has the Carfax on a mileage she has, and it comes back you got a lemon, another part of the code is letting your homie know, like, yo, I know you feeling shorty, but she not the one, my boy. Despite what we think, women have a similar code they live by with their homegirls. It's normal to want your friends to stay safe, not get hurt, and keep their life stress and drama free. But sometimes they want homies fall out, and usually it's over two things: money or a female, meaning somebody probably broke the bro code. And depending on how the next man takes that, the outcome could be fatal. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Orlando, Florida, to discuss a case of a man who snapped after his homie bragged to him about smashing his girlfriend. Back in 2019, 28-year-old Jarnell Browdy was navigating the streets of Florida. Jarnell was a father of 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, and had dreams of making it big in the music industry, becoming a rapper. Raised by his grandmother, his life wasn't always easy, but he made the best of it and hustled hard to support his kids. Jarnell had a homeboy he often rotated with, a 20-year-old man named Kenneth Williams. Despite the age gap, the two knew each other for years, and Jarnell watched Kenneth grow up and considered him little bro. Kenneth was in a relationship with a young lady who we'll call Jazz for the sake of this story, who Kenneth was feeling heavy. When he wasn't hanging with her, him and Jarnell would link up and chop it up. Jarnell also knew Jazz as well. The friends would often go to a house in the trenches of that area, a home where they would pay the person who owned it a few dollars to hang out in the back, hit a few cells, smoke, drink, whatever the mood was for that day. The house was a hot spot though, with police getting multiple calls and neighbors feeling like it was a danger to the community. But Jarnell and Kenneth were used to being in the trenches together. On January 7th, 2019, it was no different. That morning, the two friends headed to the spot, paid the ticket to post up, and went out back. There was a few more people around this day as well. As everyone was politicking and chopping it up, Jarnell and Kenneth would bring up Jazz, Kenneth's girlfriend. At first, the two men talked in a joking way until Jarnell let Kenneth know, like, yeah, bro, I smashed her. Thinking his homie was playing, Kenneth brushed the situation off. Like, yeah, alright, bro, okay. But Jarnell insisted, like, nah, for real, and even started antagonizing Kenneth about the situation. With all eyes on him and feeling tried, Kenneth got mad. People in the backyard tried to calm him down, but it was too late. After a few more words, him and Jarnell would start fighting. As people attempted to break the two up and explain to them like they was geeking and they were brothers, multiple shots went off and a car fled the scene. With the house being the trap spot, neighbors really paid it no mind, but the owner, knowing somebody had been shot, called local police. They responded to the location a little after 10 a.m. to find Jarnell laying by his car, music still playing, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, and unfortunately, he wouldn't survive his injuries. As his family was notified, they pulled up to the scene. They were hurt to find out he was the victim, But his uncle stated he wasn't surprised because that house was dangerous, thinking it was at first a robbery or drive-by. Neighbors spoke to the news, and most claimed to not see nothing or pay the shots no mind. One young lady said she thought it was a drive-by because she heard about 7 shots and the car speed off. But she admitted she was going to call police, but she didn't because they usually didn't respond when she did call them to the location. At first, there was no information on what happened to Jarnell until detectives put pressure on the homeowner. He admitted he let people use the house for a small fee, usually the backyard. He stated that day Jarnell and Kenneth came by like they often did. He was in the house when he heard an argument. When he looked out the window, he stated he saw people pulling the 2 men apart before Kenneth upped the gun, shooting Jarnell multiple times and driving off. He claimed when he went out back to ask what happened, everyone stated Kenneth shot Jarnell for antagonizing him for sleeping with his girlfriend. Kenneth was long gone though. As more witnesses came forward due to the $5,000 reward that was offered by the police, one person stated that wasn't the first time Kenneth pulled the gun and tried to take a life in that same location, but the first time they were able to stop the young man. As days went by, a warrant was put out for Kenneth, and 10 days later, he was picked up and taken into custody, charged with second-degree murder and handgun violations. As neighbors found out an arrest had been made, some felt relieved, but others stated they were 100% sure if police didn't do anything about the house, it would happen again. Kenneth was eventually found guilty and sentenced to 20 years in prison. His current release date is February 8th, 2039. Rest in peace to Jarnell. I send my prayers and condolences to his family and 3 kids. I know most will feel like, well, he broke the bro code by smashing his homie's girl and laughing in his face about it. And I agree, that's a cold betrayal. But like the old heads used to say, you can't check the man, check your girl. Kenneth lost control. He probably felt like his girl and homie felt like he was somebody they could play with. So for the principle of the situation, he wanted to get his pride back by any means necessary. But sometimes you just gotta cut people off and start fresh before you throw your own life away. At a fresh 20 years old, you got the pick of the litter when it comes to females. If your circle of friends are that back door, you keep it moving, find another young lady, but instead, Kenneth crashed out. Fellas and ladies, have you ever been put in a position like this where someone you considered a friend crossed that line with your significant other? And if so, how did you handle the situation? Let me know in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this a wild one right here. I already know a lot of people gonna have a lot to say about the bro code and how Jarnell carried it, but it still ain't worth a life. Cause now, Kenneth sitting with 20 years, that young lady long gone, and every day he gotta look himself in the mirror and do that time. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.